Yo, what it is. It's your man Hakim Green, channel live and direct, BDP all day, every day. All we do is spark mad ism and talk sports over here at IZM SPORTS, IZM TV platform. You know what I mean? Cliff over here with the New York Knicks headgear on.
I'm cowboyed out, yo. It's Knicks season.
Cliff,
I'm cowboyed out. It's Knicks season. It's Knicks season, dude.
Wow. You know, hey man, it is what it is. But we're gonna get into all that and more. You know, NFL playoffs. We're gonna get into the NBA talk. We got a special guest. I don't know if you caught the promo at the bottom of the YouTube joint, but we got the homie, the special guest, family coach Jamal Williamson.
What's up, people?
What up, Nut?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Oh, good, man.
I'm outstanding.
Coach is outstanding.
we got friends and family in the building today.
What's going on, Coach Jamal?
Hey, Wes, what's up, bro?
Not much, man.
All right, so listen, before we get in everything, you know how we do week in and week out. I'm gonna throw up a video during this time. Share, subscribe, like, ring the bell. Let folks know what we got going on so we have a lively conversation in the chat, right? That's how we're gonna do it. And with that said, let's do the damn thizzle.
No KRS-One said, Hawk, you want to get down with BDP? You got to take this test. You know what I mean? I was ready. Here you go. Make some from nothing by uttering the word. Niggas don't get it? I must be stuttering from the herb. Y'all be cluttering in the burbs. Hovering with nerves. I'm trying to build shelter from the oncoming purge. Yeah, Donald Trump is tripping. I'm trying to stay the surge. Do it for the bricks. With personal laughing market merge. Get my brothers out the county. See the city reemerge. I'm trying to keep it straight. My people living on the curb. Motherfucker got the nerve. Must not have heard. I'm tired of the pimps pushing fiends in the pervs. Fire with the bars, metaphors, and the verbs. I wanna see them go to college, not make them whores on the curb. My soul so disturbed, so stay high as a bird. Niggas want to smoke, bring me up, you'll get served. I'm sick with technique, I'm ill with the maneuver. DJs want my effect like they were straight out the sewer. I talk, I'm a doer. Find me in the viewer. I'm so underground, you're just the Barbie in the stew. I'm a grown man in this young world, I feel like I'm Rick the Ruler. I'm trying to get all these bars, but I'm not Robert Mueller. The rhymes I say, sharp as a nail. Witty as can be and not for sale. Always funky fresh, could never be stale. Took a test to become an MC and didn't fail. The rhymes I say, sharp as a nail. Witty as can be and not for sale. I'm DMC to quickly blaze them with a run. Pressure on y'all, shrivel up, raising in the sun. I could blaze you with the gun, rather raise you like the one. In the hood, y'all sweat it out, but I remain the champion. Smoky like the bear, bring fire to your camp. When I light up the air like wires on a lamp. Coke in your ear, hear the fire and get amp. I got that choke keeping near, always fire when I jam. My flow absolute style classic, got the proof. 0 to 100 on the ledge like the roof. Make them disappear out of thin air, they go poof. Facts come and go, Hakim remains the truth. The rhymes I say, sharp as a nail. Witty as can be and not for sale. Always funky fresh, could never be stale. Took a test to become an MC and didn't fail. I drop jewels. Science, mathematics, language arts, social studies, lyrical gymnastics, style, charismatic, pragmatic with the sin struck, smile is aromatic, fanatic with the ism structure. Back to the subject, how I school MCs. I get checks off the blue cheese. UMCs, they used to call me powder, then I blew UNC. Taking y'all back to school like fools in truancy. I rock with the teacher like the board education. Fuck doc with the reefer, got a script for medication. Get A's for dedication on my way to graduation. Hand in hand like diplomas rolled up. Congratulations. The rhymes I say, sharp as a nail. Witty as can be and not for sale. Always funky fresh, could never be stale. Took a test to become an MC and didn't fail. The rhymes I say, sharp as a nail. Witty as can be and not for sale. Always could never be stale. Took a test to become an MC and didn't fail.
Pop, you want to get down with BDP? You got to take this test.
Keep that.
Yes, that was Took a Test off the Aubrey album, produced by Ron Lawrence, scratches by DJ PP Armstrong. You know, go cop that album. It's out right now. It's called Aubrey, entirely produced by Ron Lawrence. Got guest features from KRS-One, Carl Thomas, Dude Kelly, CeeLo Green, Freeway. Solid project. Big shout out to Malik Youssef, Amiri Baraka Jr. Yeah, solid project. That's about Took a Test. And the Cowboys took a test this weekend and failed that.
Failed them. Dak failed them. Some of the cats passed, Dak failed.
Yeah, well, you know,
it's a team game.
I just want to say for the record, right? You know, Cowboy fans is definitely in the building. We long life Cowboy supporters, myself, Cliff, Wes, you know, Jamal Williamson, he's a Chargers fan, right?
No, not anymore, man. I just love it.
Oh, you just love
I was really a Cowboy fan as a kid, but they couldn't beat the Steelers in the 70s. They had to drop them like a bad habit.
I wish some jokers would learn to drop them now.
I was a sore loser, man. I was a sore loser. You know me, Hawk. I hate losing.
Yeah. But, you know, because we do a sports show, right, I try not to let my biases seep into my opinion, right? So the whole year, you know, he will testify. I've been saying watch out for the 49ers, especially since Purdy took over. I like the team with Garoppolo because of the Shanahan system, but when Purdy stepped in, I was extremely impressed. So with this matchup, you know, as much as I wanted to see the Cowboys win, and I think they had the talent to win, it's just something about Dak Prescott. It's something about the coaching. It's something about the Cowboys. They just make the worst mistakes at the worst times, and I think we saw it play itself out this past Sunday.
Hey, I don't like you making it all about the Cowboys and not giving my Niners the credit they so justly and rightfully deserve.
Hey, Coach, week eight, the 49ers were 4-4, and I was on this show and I said the 49ers were the best team in the NFC.
Right, but that said, if Dak doesn't throw 2 interceptions, y'all lose.
They would have lost.
Yeah, because it's not like San Francisco thoroughly dominated.
They didn't make mistakes.
Yeah, they didn't dominate anyone.
Well,
what I would have liked.
I'm gonna tell you, it's easy for we all saw Dak play horrible, but I could tell you a couple other plays that had nothing to do with Dak. That if your boy Trayvon Diggs hits like a football player, then he breaks up a 30-yard pass, and that never happens.
Yeah,
and they don't score a touchdown when they did. That's
I'm wondering.
And if he doesn't
like
drop
on that play,
they don't drop interception.
Yeah, but on that play, Wes, what was he looking at? Like, because it wasn't even.
It was a business decision.
Yeah.
He had his head like a turtle, and he went in like a side, like a bandit, like he was trying to sneak in on somebody, and gave a side shoulder and whiffed. That was embarrassing.
It wasn't even like he was trying to hit him, because if he was trying to hit him, he would have split him in half. If he was looking at the ball, he would have picked it or slapped it down. It was like, what was he doing? Like, I have no idea what he was doing.
Can I hang up the call tonight, please, fellas? Because I was over all this. I came online thinking I was gonna be okay today, and I went right in. My temperature has already hit the ceiling already, just because I saw the game and I was just like, it's the culture. It starts with the culture.
Make losing plays.
There you go. But it's the culture.
And he dropped that pick on your boy Purdy that would have changed the game also. So again, it wasn't all that, but
and then Donovan got a holding penalty when they were off the field. They could have punted, and Donovan got the hold for holding Kittles, and they kept the drive going, automatic first down. So that was on a 3rd down play, and they were on the 50-yard line. That would have been a punt. So on that drive alone, there were 3 plays that could have been made when they scored that 7-point touchdown, when they got the big difference.
Now, all right, so
sounds like losers to me.
So you know, Coach E, West, you guys are, you definitely know your football, but you know your basketball specialist, right? Coach Williamson is our football specialist.
Tell us, Coach. What did you
see with that Dallas Cowboys San Francisco 49ers game, Coach?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it was a great defensive game. At the end of the day, if you're a true football fan, you watch that game. It was a good game to watch. Dak threw 2 interceptions. Do I think they were meaningful? I don't know, because San Fran defense was stopping them anyway. So I don't know if that was the reason they lost the game. When you watch the game and you can say, like they just said, Diggs should have knocked the world apart. You bobbling the ball for 15 seconds, there's nowhere in the world you catch that ball, right? And then you drop an interception in the red zone, right? There was momentum. That was a momentum play, the Kittle catch. But, the best team, they both play their A game. I'm going with San Fran. At the end of the day, they deserve that win. Their quarterback protected the ball. He didn't throw it away. He did what he's supposed to do with it. And they made plays when they needed to make plays. Cowboys didn't make plays. Now, I'm going to tell you this much. The pass he threw to Lamb, if he catches that ball with the linebacker sticking him, we don't say it's a different ball game because they're in the red zone, right? But he drops the ball. Everybody want to say he missed the guy on the other side, but if you catch the ball, that's football, right? If they make a play, we don't say nothing.
The pass that he threw over the linebacker and it went over CeeDee Lamb's hands, right?
Yes.
It was in CeeDee's hands. I remember the play. I remember because they dressed up that play as if it was his. He threw it in the one place he had to throw it with the coverage, and it hit CeeDee on his hands, and CeeDee dropped it. But I remember that. Yeah.
So Dak is the quarterback, so he going to get the brunt of it, but. Let me tell you, it was a great game, and hey, listen, it's football. I can call a great play, call the same play as a horrible play, right? It's who executes, who don't execute. San Fran executed when they needed, they won that game. At the end of the day,
they took it.
Hey, listen, they're going to go into Philadelphia, right? And I'm going to say, all the quarterbacks that's left right now, they have great poise in the heat of the battle, right? But listen, when you're facing a great defense, and if y'all know football, defense win championships, right? So it becomes a matter who defense steps up in these next 2 games. At the end of the day, you got great defenses playing right now. So we're going to see what happens.
1 against 2, I think, right?
Philly
has second best defense.
Yeah, Philly's too.
Yeah. So I don't know what the last great defense Philadelphia has faced this year. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point.
I don't want to get to this matchup quite yet, right? And
okay.
I want to spend some time with this last game, because all season, me particularly have been hard on Dak Prescott, right? I just don't feel that Dak's the quarterback that's going to get the Cowboys to a Super Bowl.
Well, you know what? I'm going to disagree, Hawk, because at the end of the day, who in the league going to replace him with? When he played great, right? But it's a team sport. Sometimes you gotta make up for when someone ain't playing their best game. When he plays his best game, y'all Cowboy fans, he's like fucking Moses, walk across the water. He's the man, right? I haven't been like that. You make a couple mistakes. Listen, Brett Favre threw more interceptions than anybody in the world, right? And they loved him. He the guy. He was the guy, right? He had one.
That's why I say it's easy. The media be brainwashing cats anyway to make them say what they want to say. You don't lose a game in the first half. Now you can change momentum in the first half, but the game was not over in the first half. It was a 6-6 tie. So it's
right.
Dak played horrible. Dak played horrible. There's no question.
Like the pass to Gallup that was like way over the wrong shoulder.
That was horrible. He should have threw the ball.
That was horrible. We know what the plays are.
That pass to CeeDee on the post. Where I'm like, come on, man, you throw it to the end zone. He got the defender beat by like 5 yards. Like, what are you doing?
Pop,
Yeah.
you forget you played quarterback. Every time it come out your hand, it ain't gonna go where you want it to go.
Yeah, but I wasn't playing.
Your effort.
First of all, I wasn't good, so don't use me as the barometer for anything. One.
I'm just saying.
Two, you know, I'm not getting paid $45 million a year to do it either.
Listen. Let me tell you something. He ain't gonna be perfect at the end of the day, right? It's just that you shouldn't shit in the bed in the big games, but the best don't do shit in the bed in the big game. He shit in the bed. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna throw him out and say he's horrible and you can't win a Super Bowl with him. I ain't gonna say that. That's an organizational problem. It ain't a quarterback.
My biggest problem is that it's not just this game. He's regressed this year. And all of these interceptions, particularly the last 6 games or so, they look bad. And it's not like they came out of nowhere. And for him to end the season with that game, it's just like, you know.
Okay, how did he look against Tampa Bay?
He looked good. He looked solid. He looked like he turned it around.
Against an 8-9 team with a so-so defense. That's the thing. If you playing teams that aren't going to compete on that next level, yeah, he looked great. But if you talk about going to the next level, you got to compete on that level. And when we go to that level with Dak, it's like things happen. That's what I'm saying.
He's not a next level quarterback, nor are they a next level team. I think y'all expectations are out of whack.
No, but Coach, listen, I'm talking about him playing just a decent game. I'm just talking about him
playing a decent game. They lost by a touchdown.
No, I didn't say them. I said him.
They came down literally to the last 4 downs. Really,
it's a team game. I get it. I'm talking about Dak in particular. He played like crap, yo. Some of his decisions, so the interceptions, both of those picks were horrible. You know what I'm saying? I have been one of his biggest cheerleaders, but I'm gonna call it like I see it. And I'm talking about the eye test over the last 6 weeks and how he's looked. That's what I'm talking about.
I think y'all looking for Dak to be something that he's not. He is a average to above average quarterback.
Bro, yeah. I'm looking for him. No, I'm not. That pass to Gallup, the pass to CeeDee Lamb, those we're not talking about super duper miraculous pat.
That's what an average quarterback is going to do. He going to overthrow some people.
He gonna make a poor decision.
Right. To me, Purdy's an average quarterback.
No, Purdy is right now statistically above average because he doesn't make mistakes.
He plays within a system where he's not asked to do a lot, right? So
but he still doesn't make mistakes within that system.
Right, but Purdy's not Mahomes, he's not any of these top tier quarterbacks. Right.
You're talking elite. And y'all want Dak to be elite. He's not elite.
No, I know he's not elite. Believe me.
I don't want to be elite. I keep saying the same thing. When Dak throws the ball 25 to 30 times a game, when they run the ball 25, 30 times a game, Dak looks like a really good quarterback. When you asking Dak, when you asking Dak to do more than what he's supposed to do, he can't do it, and we want him to do something that he is not capable of doing. He's a system quarterback who likes structure. When you have a running game, Dak is a good quarterback. When you don't have a running game, all bets are off. That's really all it is. Pollard got hurt and the game was over. Pollard got hurt, the game was over. They had no threat of running game anymore, and now you got to have Dak play a position, and it's ultimately his job. That's it. He's had one game, and I'm not gonna look at Dak for 16 games. I'm gonna look at Dak for 7 seasons, right? Dak has had one game in 7 years where he was the primary first person, and I was against Tampa Bay opening day the year after he got hurt, where the Cowboys just threw the ball all over the yard, and Dak did it. And everybody thought Dak was this great quarterback, and then that kind of went to Pitt the rest of the year. Dak is a 25 to 30 passing quarterback. 25 attempts, 30 attempts, that's it. 22 out of 30, great game. That's what he does. That's it. But then your wide receivers. Your receivers suck. Like Michael Gallup can't get open from anybody. That's apparent. Like why are we not talking about Michael Gallup?
That one play, he was wide open.
Yeah, but you keep harping on that one play. It's like it's 70 plays in a game.
It's actually like It's actually 5 plays. The 2 interceptions.
Okay, I get it. We know that. But I want it to be a little bit. I want us to have a little bit more color on this. I want us to be a little bit like
when Tom was running down and he was about to get a safety. And how do you not see his defender in your face, bro? You can't
see it, man. I'm not here to protect him. What I'm trying to do is add a little more substance to the argument because I see enough of this Dak sucks on TV. I get that. I get it. We understand. Coach just said it's a football game. There's more to it than just that. And we pointed out several things why they lost. So for me, it's kind of boring to harp on something that everybody else is talking about when there's a bigger picture than that. San Fran was a better team.
No. What we're doing is
San Fran was a better team.
What we're doing is we're not harping on what everybody else is harping. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is supporting what we've been saying all year. That's what. But
everybody, it's the same conversation.
I'm just supporting what I've been saying all year, irregardless. I'm talking about what I've been seeing with my own eyes, and I'm like, yo, and I've been saying it before we go into he needs to show improve. And we all agree.
Yeah, and he didn't. And I can agree with you that he didn't do it. What I'm saying is that I don't measure a man's game in 17 weeks. I'm looking at the whole body of work because Coach brought up Brett Favre, and everybody on this line was still on the Brett Favre Kool-Aid when he threw 10,000 interceptions. Everybody's like, but Brett Favre, but, because that's what they tell us to say. We think it's okay because again, he was a gunslinger. He's this, he's that. But then he won. Then he finally won, right? How many years did it take him to beat the Cowboys? It took him a long time to get over the hump, right?
He was always an interception machine.
But what I'm saying for you, that's you, and you're right on that. But most people will say something different, right? Because we're looking at the game from other people's mouths, right? So we saw the game. We saw that Dak Prescott was awful, but we also saw that Kellen Moore, as an offensive coordinator, made no adjustments when his running back got hurt, right? We saw that, and that was quite apparent in the second half. You don't have your star running back, and you do nothing at all to protect your team and your quarterback because you already know what your quarterback is too, as well, right? You got to know already. So that's part of culture.
Hey, Coach, this is what I want to ask you. Pollard, who actually isn't a star running back, he became the star running back. Zeke is the star running back who
he's the highest paid
and gets paid a lot of money.
Right.
So
I've been saying all year. What have I been saying all year about Zeke?
We have to put some thought on Zeke as well.
Shouldn't be starting.
Zeke ain't step up. He's supposed to step up and get it done.
I don't think Zeke can step up anymore.
Okay. So it's an organizational problem. Like most championship teams have much more balance. You're not throwing the ball 50 times to win a championship ever.
And the playbook doesn't stop when one player gets hurt.
Yeah,
but Fran kept the playbook open.
That's what you have to put.
Quarterback.
Look, that's what you got to put on Kellen Moore. He didn't change it up. He didn't do anything different. He didn't even try to implement or try to use Zeke any differently when Pollard got hurt. So you got to put that on him. But my thing is saying, I'm talking about something different with that. I'm talking about the regression. I'm talking about his body of work, and I'm talking about his regression. Remember, I've been here with y'all all year. I've been
I know,
and we've been watching all this stuff. So I'm solely talking on his regression and where we go here.
But I'm gonna tell you,
and he has, and to your point, Cliff, he has regressed. He hasn't gotten better. He hasn't.
Here's my thing. His regression is also based on your system because if he has success when you run the ball 50% of the time, creating windows where he can drop it in there, and then you go from
stick to the plan
to pass the ball 70% of the time and run it 30% of the time, he's going to regress because he's not a drop back, throw the ball 40, 50 times for it to win.
Not who he is.
It's not going to happen.
Not who he is.
So when you go up against a great defense and you got to give your defense a rest, you got to run the ball. You got to let them get some time on the bench. But you throwing the ball, clock is stopping, 3 and out. Now they back out there going up against a strong offense. Mm-hmm. When San Fran started running the ball in the fourth quarter, you saw that defense, they were running the ball right down their throat because you were fatigued at that point. Right? So it's an organizational problem with Dallas in the offense and how they call them offense, and putting your quarterback situation to be successful. Stop trying to make him think he has to be a drop back throw to. No, that's not what you are. Right? And when he had his best year, you was running, play action, throwing, and they were doing well. He regressed, but it's because of the system, in my opinion.
I agree.
It's the organization, it's the system, it's the lack of talent at skilled positions. It's just the Cowboys.
It's an accountability thing with the Cowboys and their organization. I mean, if you look at Cincinnati, right? I'll give a great example of what you're saying with plugging people in, right? So Cincinnati, their biggest weakness is their offensive line. Not only was that their biggest strength on Sunday, I mean, they plugged in 3 new linemen and they were running the ball better than they ever have. Yeah. San Francisco, they took Brock Purdy, who's a 3rd-string quarterback, and they're going to the NFC Championship game because the coach understands his talent. He didn't ask Brock Purdy to do more than what he could do. He asked Brock Purdy to do what he's capable of doing and let the playmakers do what they do. The Cowboys, what they do is their philosophy is get rid of Amari Cooper for a 6th-round draft pick. And then you got Philly getting the dude from Tennessee, and they're getting a king's ransom for him, but we got Amari Cooper for a 6th-round draft pick. They're giving away Lyle Collins. They make decisions that don't make any sense.
Let's not say they make decisions. It's Cliff's boy.
Jerry.
That's the problem. Period. Point blank.
Oh, Jerry? Yeah, Jerry makes decisions. And it's been this way for 30 years.
Like with San Fran, it's a system that they implemented, right?
And they believe in it.
They believe in it, right? So everybody doesn't run the same system, of course, right? And the system that they run in Dallas is to whatever Jerry Jones wants, right? So until he gone, there's no reason to think that they're gonna go to the Super Bowl. That's not gonna happen.
So also, right, with the teams that are left, when you look at everybody's offensive arsenal, the Cowboys don't have a better offensive arsenal than the teams that are left.
That's true.
Well,
they don't.
That's true.
And they're not
their best player got hurt. Their best offensive player got hurt.
Yeah. Let's all agree, I'm sure he does, that the best 4 teams in the NFL are playing next weekend.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. I agree with that.
Yep.
Like I don't even feel bad about the Cowboys losing. It's just the way it looked. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just one play. They just had to make one play, offensively or defensively, and they really just couldn't do it in the 4th quarter. They couldn't do it. So
you know what I'm saying?
So that's
they got their own way. It's not that the 49ers was stopping them. It wasn't stopping them.
Nah.
Championship teams make championship plays.
Yeah.
And look, San Fran would have lost the game, but Kittle made a championship play.
He made a championship, and Diggs made a losing mentality.
Exactly.
Diggs made a business decision, like Jerry Jones makes. Business decision.
There you go. So
that's
it goes back to what Coach was
just
saying.
Like Hawkins looking, he did that. Do that again, Hawk. That's how he tackled him. Yeah, just like that.
It goes back to what Coach was saying. It's an organizational problem.
Yeah,
and it starts. Yes, it's all the way down. 30
Jerry
years.
Jones makes business decisions. His players on the field make business decisions.
Yeah,
that's the culture.
But, I mean, but answer that question though. How does the Philadelphia Eagles get their guy
AJ
for
Brown?
All these draft picks? Yeah, and we give away Amari Cooper. How does that happen? Like, what are we thinking in terms of how we operate?
Business decision. One's trying to win the Super Bowl. The other one's just trying to make money.
Look what the 49ers got for McCaffrey. Yeah. We had a number 1 receiver, and we got a 5th-round draft pick for him. That's it. Mm-hmm. Like, what is that?
Other teams are trying to win Super Bowl. Jerry Jones just wants to make money.
Yeah, he wins that real Super Bowl, that money game.
Yeah, that's
the money ball.
The money ball. He was the money ball.
So now let's move off that game. But the 4 teams left. Cliff has been a dead straight advocate for Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow is balling.
Yes, he is.
I mean, you can't even. And I'll tell you like this. I told Hawk yesterday. I said, let me tell you like this, straight up, real talk. If Pat Mahomes loses to Joe Burrow this week, Joe Burrow is going to be the key. They already want him to be the king of the road. He's going to be the king. They want him to be the king of the hill. He's going to be the king of the hill.
I think they've set it up for him. I mean, with Mahomes being hurt with a high ankle sprain.
Yes, that's bad news.
That's real bad news, and only a week to heal. I got to go with Cincinnati and Joe Burrows.
Well, it's a setup, like you said, but because Joe, if he goes up 4-0, it's really nothing anybody can say. Even though we all know Pat Mahomes is, but Joe Burrow will have a 4-0 lead, and he'll have back-to-back Super Bowls in years he played both seasons. So you can't really say nothing. You can't.
I'm under the thought that until you win a Super Bowl, chill. All that, win a Super Bowl.
I'm
back-to-back Super Bowls and been in the AFC Championship. Well, if he wins, would have been in the AFC Championship, 5 years in a row? 5 straight?
If I'll say this right now. If Cincinnati wins, they're winning the Super Bowl. No NFC team is beating Cincinnati if they go to the Super Bowl.
I don't know.
And I'm talking with San Fran. I'm right now. If Cincinnati goes, they're winning the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I personally, just my opinion, I don't compare quarterbacks when they go up against each other because they ain't a one-on-one basketball game.
Right.
And at the end of the day, they go up against these defenses, and some of these defensive coordinators shit in the bed when the shit get tight. You know what I mean? And so, but I'm gonna say this about Joe Burrow, and I said he'll probably be in the Super Bowl last year after last year's performance, is because simple fact he got beat up so much and sacked last year. But one thing he didn't do was turn the ball over.
Yep.
And the quarterback, if you don't turn the ball over, you get sacked, we can punt, we can do a whole lot of things. But he ain't throwing interceptions, he ain't fumbling the ball. That's just poised under fire. And you got a quarterback who can sit and take that heat and still deliver, he's dangerous.
Yep.
He's dangerous. So it ain't about what Pat Mahomes gonna do. It's about what Spagnuolo's going to do with that goddamn defense and try to figure out how he's going to shut that boy down. Because guess what? It's 56-53, right? But I tell you this much, that defensive coordinator in Cincinnati got his shit together, and them boys playing defense over in Cincinnati.
Yes,
so that's where that chess match come into play. Who want to stop who?
Coach, if you was Spagnuolo, how would you deal with Joe Burrow?
I pray a lot, man. I pray a lot.
That's all you can do with that cat.
Listen, he got Jamar Chase, right? Then T. Higgins, and the number one guy before they got there was Boyd, right?
Yeah.
And then he got that tight end.
He got 3 ones. He got 3 ones, a dope tight end, and 2 good running backs.
And Mixon. He got the best skill group.
And that's what I'm saying. Pat Mahomes doesn't have that arsenal, and his number one weapon left last year, and he still passed him.
No.
His number one weapon is Kelce.
Yes, that's the number one weapon.
But okay, Tyreek Hill last year. I mean,
his biggest threat.
That was his biggest threat. Thank you.
Biggest threat. But the role players stepped up and they playing their goddamn role.
Yeah. But no doubt. But how much is that Pat Mahomes leadership? How much is that
a lot of it
translating to other people, putting them in throwing people open, putting people in the right spot?
Well, when you believe in each other, it makes it easy. You know what I'm saying? Right. I put confidence in you do anything. And that's right now, that's what they're doing. And so I'm not a believer in that defense. I haven't been a believer in Kansas City defense. That's my issue right now.
I agree with you.
That's where it's going to fall apart on the defensive end for KC.
That's my issue.
Yep. And you think about the last game they played last year. They really didn't get to go to Hill because they took away Kelce first, and then they got to Pat second. They were in his face, and they took away Kelce in that championship game. Okay, and Hill didn't get a chance to catch nothing because he was under fire the whole game. Yep. That defense, man.
People said they want to play. That's where the game's going to be played right there.
Yeah, it's definitely a mismatch when you talk about the two defenses.
That DC he's owned KC, and with Burrow leading the offense, it's a team game. We know that, but he's not. He got that confidence for a reason, yo. He got all those weapons. He got that defense, and they have their number. So I like that cat is no joke, yo. We were on this show when all the black quarterbacks were dominating back in 3 years ago. In 2019, I remember we were talking about it, and I was like, hot, though. I saw that LSU game, though. Burrow is coming. I said that on this show because Lamar was doing this thing. It's when he won the MVP. Everybody, and Burrow, he's here, yo. He's here. He's that cat. He's that dude, yo.
And he told y'all, the window is open as long as he's playing. Anybody that says that, you need to be concerned.
Oh yeah.
He said it. But the only thing he can say that, but guess what's gonna happen? He don't write the checks, and he plays for an organization that don't write checks. They're gonna pay him, and he can't keep T. Higgins. They're not gonna be able to keep all of them together.
He didn't say anything about in Cincinnati.
He said his career.
As long as I'm playing,
the
window is open.
They just got to keep Chase. That's all. You got to keep Chase.
Think how crazy that is for anybody to say.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I'm playing the game, it's a possibility we can win the Super Bowl.
And we all believe it. That's the crazy thing.
Right. Ain't nobody tell you out of your mind. Ain't nobody bring up what team he was on, his weapons, nothing. It just was like,
he do it. He tell me.
But he has that poise. I mean, when you get sacked that many times, you ain't supposed to win, period.
Not at all.
Yeah, when you look at a lot of quarterbacks that got sacked as many times as he did in their first couple of years, they out the league.
They done.
They out the league.
Because they start getting nervous back there.
So the season before that, he ain't complete a whole season. Then he comes back, get knocked around, and win. Shit.
Yeah, he different.
You protect that boy, you give him time, he gonna destroy you.
Yep.
He different. I was watching. I was like, you know what? Now he's different.
Yeah.
He's different. Like it's like, and I can't,
Look, I like him, but I still want him to lose.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, in my heart of hearts, I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts and I'm rooting for Pat Mahomes.
Hey, look. I'm rooting
Don't talk about West. Don't talk about West.
I always root for the black quarterback, even if he's playing.
Quarterback, except this week you root for Purdy.
No, I couldn't. Y'all made it so I couldn't root for Dak. Y'all did that.
No, I'm talking about this week coming up.
You can root for Jalen Hurts.
Y'all did that.
But what about this week coming up?
I'm literally rooting for Jalen Hurts. I really am.
Good for you. Good for you.
I mean, because he's been through, what happened at Alabama, having to go to Oklahoma, and then going to the Eagles. Nobody really believes in him.
They wrote him off, man. They wrote him off.
Yeah, I root for the young black fella. Now look, if San Fran go to Super Bowl, of course I'm going to ride with him. But my allegiance is to my people, except when they play the Cowboys. Y'all do that.
And then look, don't get it twisted. I always root for Pat Mahomes, and I will be this week too.
Right.
But he's hurt, unfortunately, and I wish he wasn't hurt because I think he finally get Joe. I think he get him this game, but high ankle sprain. I don't know.
Man, don't sleep on that boy.
High ankle sprain, though. I mean,
he finished the game.
I know.
Well balanced, man. Work. I know you settled down. Adrenaline stopped running. It started the pain kick in.
And you saw what happened. That don't look. I mean, listen. I hope
one hit. It's one hit. It don't have to be a vicious hit. It's just you got to tap that ankle. And that's it. All that pain come right back.
Well, so the game's going to be one up front, right? Who protects you, right? If they can protect, if they can't protect them, it's going to be a long day for Kansas City.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, let's talk about the Eagles and the 49ers. Let's break it down. Because got two strong defenses. You know, Jalen Hurts was a candidate for MVP for most of the year, and he gets hurt, so he's dealing with an injury. You know, Purdy's doing his thing. He's been rock steady, just guiding the Shanahan system, extremely successful. Now he's what, 8-0, 7-0?
8-0, man.
8-0, yeah.
He's 8-0.
He's 8-0. What should we expect this week, fellas?
Well, the good interesting thing about this game is that if the Eagles are the Eagles they were all year, they legitimately should be the favorites and could win. But as physical and as tough as that San Francisco defense is, if they put hats on them, if they put hats on Hurts, that shoulder is going to get re-injured, yo. That's the reality of it. If they're able to get to him and get physical with him, they can turn the game just like that.
Yep.
And that could happen. I think it's going to be a good game either way. But as physical as San Fran makes it, that basically increases their chances of, ultimately winning it.
I think the difference with San Fran and Philly's got the number 2 defense, but Philly, nowhere on the field does Philly have a Fred Warner and a Bosa. I mean, Fred Warner is amazing. Like, that dude is amazing as a linebacker. Like, he was covering wide receivers the other day. He was stacking quarterback, hitting running back. Philly has a great defense, but it's like they don't have a standout, like really standout dude. Like these San Francisco guys, somebody on every level that's dope. Like on every level on defense. And I just think that Shanahan's gonna keep it simple. And I watched the games that Philly lost. This could be it's gonna be a good test for them. I think the O line is nice on Philly. They can block a little bit, but this is gonna be Jalen Hurts' toughest test, I think, of the whole season.
I think the key is if they keep a spy on Jalen Hurts and don't allow him to run and actually force him to be in the pocket and throw the ball, that helps tremendously. Because he's not going to have that time with Bosa. But, the other day I was watching First Take. What's my man Nick on Fox Sports?
Speak for yourself.
Nick Wright. He was saying,
first things first, right?
First things first, yeah. He was saying something that was very interesting about San Fran. They have a number 1, an all-pro in every team meeting room. So if you look at the offensive line, they got one in Trent Williams. You go to your backs, you got McCaffrey. You go to your receivers, you got Debo. Go to your linebacker, you got Warner. You go to your defensive line, you got Bosa, and on and on. And that's what makes them their defense so elite, because there's someone in there that's just a stud at every skill position. And them guys just live up to that level. They try and match that level. So I think it's going to be tough for San Fran to score the amount of points they need to score if Jalen Hurts is running the ball as well as passing.
Coach Williamson. Scott.
Well, I went to the Eagles-Dallas game out in Dallas, and the Eagles defense couldn't stop a run to save their goddamn lives. So I'm banking on San Fran to help the young boy out, is try to run the ball as much as possible. And Philadelphia going to have to prove that they can stop the run. I think that Philadelphia is going to have to prove that they can run the ball against San Fran defense and create the openings that Jalen Hurts need to get the ball moving down the field. If Eagles can run the ball effectively against San Fran, I think they have a very good chance of winning the game. I really do. I think that Shanahan's going to have to do his very best to put Purdy in the best situation. He's been playing well, but to put him in the best situation to not do too much, right? And they're going to have to be establish a run. So whoever establishes a run is going to win the game.
Yep.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know what I was thinking? You know, if it's a San Fran Cincy, I just thought about Ken Anderson, Joe Montana. Nice little throwback right there.
Yeah.
Or you could say Icky, and Montana and Boomer Esiason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they played too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Matter of fact,
second time.
it looked like
they got a little thing going on.
Yeah, it looked like you saying San Fran, Cincinnati. San Fran wins the Super Bowl. That's what it sounded like you saying.
I mean, I'm a roll with San Fran all year. Everybody's a test. But I'm going with Jalen Hurts. I'm really hoping the Eagles pull this out.
Yeah, I think Jalen Hurts has great poise, man. He just looks so calm, all year. He don't look like he's like a technician, man. And I think if he can keep that composure, like I said, they establish the run. It's gonna be a long day, but it's definitely gonna be up front. Who went up front? Who will line and who line to win that battle?
If he's right and he's not limited, I think they'll win because, like Coach said, I think it's going to be hard for San Fran to match points with them. If they're rolling and if they're scoring points, it's going to be tough. But that San Francisco defense for real, yo. It's legit.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Eagles also got a different kind of chemistry, right? They've been doing it all year together, right? Purdy's been in 8 games, but it's a different kind of chemistry when you've been a guy all year and you stepped in to be the guy. One is limited and one is wide open.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me ask you guys a question about something that transpired in Dallas or out of the Dallas organization this weekend. They threw Dak under the bus. The organization's Twitter account basically held him responsible. And it's one thing for pundits and analysts and critics to comment. It's another thing for your own organization to kind of throw you under the bus. What you guys feel about that?
He that guy. They gave him that money. You the guy, right? If you don't throw 2 interceptions and we moving the ball, we lose. It is what it is. But you still ain't scoring no points, right? But you the guy. So it comes with the territory. How he got to eat that. You know what I'm saying? He need to go and lock like, yo, I'm gonna wear this one. And can't let this happen.
That is what it is.
It is what it is. You the quarterback. You the man. You the franchise. They paid you the money to get us there, right? So
and with social media these days, I don't even feed into that stuff because social media is social media. People have access to put things that they want to put down. Sometimes you don't even give people's approval to put it in, and they do it anyway because people that are running it are human, and they just feel like putting it in there anyway. So is this what it is? He's got to. That's the smallest. Like I saw it, and I was like, man, that's what people do now.
They would have never done that to Tony Romo.
Nah,
he
never.
Social media with Tony Romo. You were the first one. I'm like Coach. Right. Check this moment right down. What time is it on the show? 48:31. Because we get to basketball and we bring social media in. He gonna be like, it's the times. It's the times.
No, I mean, it's like I said, it's one thing for us to critique or say things or whatever, or whatever. Whatever. But it's another with your organization to put it out.
But don't they have the greater right of anybody since they
have social media staffs. They have staffs that just do social media at all these. I mean, even individuals have social media people that put stuff on their Twitters and stuff like that.
Well, I think it's their right as an organization to bash whoever they pay.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of odd that Jerry's weekly show was canceled today. He didn't have to answer for that, and it just happened, and no one really.
He canceled his show today.
Yeah,
Jerry didn't know that for anything. No, so why is this news?
That's true. That's true too.
What does Jerry? Y'all act like the Dallas Cowboys are this new organization y'all have not seen the last 30 effing years.
They still the same
They
people.
got a racist owner. They're a racist organization. They treat their black players like crap. You know, yes, they give them some money, but does that mean anything with all the money they making off of them? No. So why do y'all keep? You know what? This is insanity.
Yeah.
It's
No,
really
I know. No. I think it's not. No,
it's the definition of insanity, y'all.
We're having a conversation, right? And it's actually a part of an ongoing conversation about how narratives are formed and how narratives are shaped and how certain folks are made to wear an anchor while other people get to run around. Like the Jets didn't put any, like their Jets organization didn't put out any negative information on Zach Wilson, even after he played them himself. Like they dress it up, they keep it rolling. With others, they kind of keep a narrative going, and that's just for me unfortunate that the Dallas organization would do that after Dak Prescott caped for them. Like that was big.
But that's who they are.
No. But I think that needs to be discussed. People, I don't think everybody looks at that or everybody sees those details. Everybody doesn't understand that. We have a keen understanding and we discuss it, but to see it play out in all these different arenas just supports the ongoing discussion.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, but this is new. This is not, maybe it's not new, but this is a different level. This is public criticism from the organization to you directed at your star player. I mean, it's unprecedented, really. No organization has ever done that, period. So, I mean, like, yeah, we can say, yeah, the Cowboys just being the Cowboys, but it's still unprecedented, and it's some bullshit, yo. It's like, wow.
I guess I can see it that way.
Yeah. That's why I said they would have never done that to Tony Romo. And Tony Romo has been as disappointing as Dak, if not more disappointing. Actually, more.
I just feel
like Tony Romo than we expect out of Dak Prescott being a fourth round draft pick. Like we didn't. Everything's extra after the first year with Dak. You know, I sound like I'm contradicting myself, but
no, you're not.
It is what it is.
But a lot of times, I just is smoke and mirrors, man. Take the attention off something, put it someplace else. It's all a game. It's a game to them, and they'll figure it out. But guess what? You get people talking about it, and then there could be something else, and it's just smoke and mirrors. It's a bunch of bullshit. Because guess what? The most disappointed person in the world right now is Dak Prescott. That motherfucker at home, mad, disappointed. As a competitor, he pitched. You know what I mean? He probably wearing it. Wearing it too much because it was a team effort. But it's all smoke and mirrors bullshit, right? Because guess what? If Dak ain't the starting quarterback next year with the Dallas Cowboys still don't win the fucking Super Bowl.
That's true. We can want Cooper Rush in there all we want.
Still not winning the Super Bowl.
You want Bryce Young, the young boy coming out? He ain't gonna win the Super Bowl.
Tom Brady.
He ain't gonna win the Super Bowl either.
Derek Carr.
They ain't gonna win the Super Bowl either.
Lamar Jackson.
They ain't gonna win the Super Bowl either.
I don't know about that.
Derek Carr. To me, Derek Carr and Dak Prescott are the same quarterback to me.
Yeah, me too. That's a lot.
You still have the common denominator,
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones was 54 years old when he last won a Super Bowl. He was my age. I'm just saying.
I considering the recent historical events concerning Jerry Jones, I would love to see him, transition with not another Super Bowl. Honestly, I just the team. My guy.
I don't mind him not winning either. I don't like him. But the sad part about it, his son is going to take over. Yeah. So it doesn't change.
Nah.
That's it.
Insanity.
Well, maybe it changes. But let me ask you, what was the last championship game they were in? Was it that San Francisco game back in 95?
Yep. 95.
Yeah.
I was at that game. That was the last championship game we were in?
Yep.
Wow.
He said, wow. It sounds like, you know, when the kids talk, right? The kids talk about like 1980. They talk about like, you know, how you say, it was in the 1800s, in the 1900s. Dallas ain't won a championship to the late 1900s.
There's players on Dallas that weren't even born the last time.
Yeah. What? And it's almost accurate to say it like that, the late 1900s. Because that's what, but think about it. We were all, you know, in our prime back then.
We were young men ourselves.
Yeah. When they were winning those championships, three-peating and all, we thought we were invincible. Yep. I know when I was at that game, I didn't think that was to be the last for the next 25 years.
But
you know, we got 32 teams, you know. Everybody's gonna win it. A lot of teams ain't won it. A lot of teams won't win.
Right. That's right.
You know what I mean?
I live in a city where they're not gonna win a Super Bowl. Houston.
That's right.
They ain't never winning nothing here. I let them know that all the time. They be like, they diss me as a Cowboy fan. I'm like, listen, I know what the Cowboys issues are. Y'all ain't never gonna win. Like that. I mean, they got it all. They just mess everything up here. Yeah. I mean, in terms of football, even basketball, they got lucky with baseball, but they don't have a clue when it comes to football out here. Forget about it. And this is football heaven, right? You would think they get it right. Not here.
State right there.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
So, you know,
and then it's the Cowboys. Lord have mercy.
It's crazy, but the Cowboys in the conversation, right? They're in the conversation,
and that's all Jerry Jones cares about.
That's all Jerry cares about. Jerry Jones cares about it. Stephen A. knows how much money it makes him because everybody wants to view to see what Stephen A. is going to say about the Cowboys. He puts on a cowboy hat and sucking it hard with Jerry, my main man, Jerry Jones. It's a clown show.
Yep.
Yep. Definitely job.
It's a clown show.
So, if you try to think of what else in the football world before we transition to basketball. Anybody else?
I heard there was a trade yesterday.
Oh,
heard the Lakers fleece the Wizards.
Yeah.
You mean the LA Wizards?
The LA Wizards.
Yeah, heard they fleeced the Wizards.
Yeah.
Now we're basically the LA Wizards.
Well, y'all was saying it was the Washington Lakers all last year.
You know, that's what it's become.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
What'd they give up? Three second-round picks?
Three second-round
picks and Kendrick Nunn.
Like 2028.
That's a lot. I mean, he's good, but
he's like 2028 picks, bro.
No one cares about second-round draft picks in the NBA basketball. Second-round draft picks in the NBA are like not giving up anything.
Yeah, that's true. There's nothing.
Right.
So.
And man, it's gonna be all right, fellas. It's gonna be all right. But let's put Coach up to speed, Coach Williamson up to speed, so he understands the tension in the building. So, Coach E and Wes are lifelong Laker fans. You know, me, I get on the bandwagon. Quick, fast, and hurry. Don't worry. Flavor Vision ain't blurry. You know, back in the day, I was a Philly fan because of Dr. J. 90s, I was a Bulls fan because of Jordan. Mm-hmm. During the Kobe Shaq era, Shaq's from Newark, Jersey. You know what I mean? You got to support the Lakers. You know what I mean? Then when LeBron came in the league, wherever LeBron is at, that's where I'm at. And currently, he's with the Lakers. Wes and Coach E really don't like that. They can't wait for LeBron to get out of LA so Hakim can leave the Laker fandom.
Coach Jamal, man, you know, as a lifelong Laker fan, this is torture. Watching the Lakers play basketball. You know, it's hard enough for me to watch the NBA product as it is, but just the Lakers play. It's just, I don't like it. I mean, I can tell you I barely watch. So I just look at the box scores and I let Hakim tell me what happened because I can tell by 10 o'clock when the Lakers play or if they play a late game, I can look at my phone in the morning I know when LeBron plays well, and I know when he doesn't. Because Coach texts early when LeBron plays bad, and Doc texts early when LeBron plays good. So it's pretty consistent.
That's accurate too.
I know exactly what happened every time.
Yo, that is true. That is definitely true.
And then you can tell by who responds, because Coach responds like about 7 hours later when Hawkins got something going on LeBron, and Hawk gives him a little laugh out loud about 4 hours later. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sorry,
Yeah, but it's been definitely better than we thought for the Lakers. I mean, y'all been playing better, and AD's on his way back. And
they 21 and 26.
They too
yeah.
big.
Nah, it's
It's 21 and 26. That's the record is.
Yeah.
I've been expecting them to be a lottery team, and they continue to be a lottery team.
22 and 25.
That's who they are. They're a lottery team.
Well, they're only like 3 games out of 8th. You know what I'm saying? So they right there. If they can string some games together with AD coming back. If he comes back like he was playing before he left, they gon',
You start off with if.
See, that's wrong right there.
Because AD's gonna play, but he's gonna get hurt. That's the thing.
Yeah, when he comes back and play like he was, he's gonna come back and play the same way and get hurt again.
It's gonna be for how long? That's what it's gonna be.
He gonna come back for 3 weeks, get hurt,
play hard, be hurt.
That's what he does.
I believe in Thomas Bryant though.
Yeah.
Hey, Thomas Bryant's playing good. I will say I've been looking at the box score of him. He's playing tough.
He's a really good role player.
Yeah.
I will
that's
never
a Mitch Kupchak draft pick.
Yeah. Brown is seeming to be an okay pickup.
Schroeder's playing consistent.
Wow, man, Schroeder's stepping up big in spots.
Hey, Wes, do you hear what these jokers are saying about the names they picking out right now?
I mean, it's you can't front like people are, doing their thing. Gotta give them respect. It's not like last year. Last year we all said it's trash. This year it's
Let me tell you how Hakim is fighting because his man is on the squad. Coach, you and I are Laker fans, and this standard of 22 and 25 is this not what we used to? Hakim is trying to protect his interests. Talk about nah. He sounds like Dresser from the 5 Heartbeats right now. It's okay. You put them on the album cover.
Nah, but fellas, no, we can't get it twisted though, because when they were 1-9, we were talking smack about these cats, and we were saying if they were just if they can get close to 500 and get in the pack, they can be all right. And that's what they've done. And you gotta give them credit. I'm a Knicks fan, and I think the Lakers are booty, and I think they ain't gonna do much in the West, even if they get in the play-in. But we can't stop and go back to the beginning of the season when they were 1-9. We had them buried, yo.
I will not lower the bar. The bar is where it is, and that's where it's staying. I'm not going to lower.
They're approaching.
He was arguing sea level. That 2-week span, that 2-3 week span, AD was the best player in the NBA,
and they still weren't 500.
Because y'all started 1-9, yo. That's tough to get out of.
Coach,
that's my point. I'm not lowering the bar.
Coach, I appreciate that statement. It's kind of like Cowboy fans, like you said, they have this unrealistic expectation. You have a realistic expectation, and with LeBron on the team, listen, that's horrible. That's a horrible standard for the league.
A lottery team with LeBron on the team.
That's horrible. That's horrible. And AD. You got LeBron and AD.
At any point during the season.
And Westbrook. You got 3 Hall of Famers, and you're a lottery team. I'm just saying.
Horrible.
You're not even 500 with the best player in the game on your team.
That's street code.
Where they do that?
That's all. Street code.
We continue to do this. Wait, the goalposts look like my man from the Cowboys is kicking. They always moving the goalposts for the Lakers.
I'm sorry, Hop. That's an unacceptable standard for the Los Angeles Lakers, man.
I'm not lowering the bar.
Can't go there. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Hey man, it is what it is. See, I'm locked in. I'll just keep you informed, Wes. Let you know. I just watch these jokers. Well, it's the Trailblazers, but they've been doing their thing, man. So
hey, no, I watched the Memphis game the other night, and I was actually mad the official didn't call that call when they got to steal and went in for the layup. But you know, it's stuff like that. I'm rooting against my own team. That's how bad they are.
Well, he said, what call?
Against
when Schrader made the steal?
Yeah, they trapped I think it was John Morant, and they basically
it was
a 3-point shooter
and got the steal.
It was Brooks.
It was Brooks they trapped. That's right. Brooks. They trapped Brooks. They got the steal, went in for the layup, and ended up winning the game. But I'm like, why the official ain't call that foul?
Foul.
It was definitely a foul. Definitely, he took his arm off. I'm surprised he don't have a cast on the day.
Apparently, that might Ham told the referee, like, gave him the heads up. Listen, we're not aggressively fouling right now. Like we're not. We're
but anywhere else that would have been a foul call. But it was it is what it is. And then look, that 25-point comeback yesterday against Portland, that was nice. That was nice. I did want to see
25 points down. That was big time. They came back.
No, that was nice. I did want to see Dame beat your boy's ass, though. I did want to see him beat that game because I felt like Dame really meant that when he said it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I wanted to see that go down.
Yeah, like that didn't come off like this is for TV and we.
What did he say?
Oh, he literally told him, "I'll beat your ass."
I'll beat your ass.
Dame was on the line. He had just got fouled. He was on the line, and Pat Bev talking his talk, and he just looked over. "I'll beat your ass," and went back to dribbling the ball, ready to shoot his free throw. And I'll beat your ass, and then it became, the whole walk up, let me get in the way, and all that, and
Yeah.
But I felt Dame really meant that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So they're gonna fight on national TV.
Y'all know Dame when his training regimen.
Hilarious.
Well, speaking of that, could we get some commentary on Uncle Shay acting up?
Uncle Shay turned his attention from Steven Adams to John Morant's dad quick.
Saw that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where that came from? All the players are tired.
Pick your battles.
Got Uncle Shay doing like this for LeBron. That's Uncle Shay. They tired of that. They tired of it. The young players are like, yo, can we not see that? We don't need your commentary. We see it enough on TV. We don't need to hear from you here with your sky blue sweater on, Uncle Shay.
Yep.
Man, that's what that was.
The way he turned in Steven Adams' direction was pure comedy.
Yeah.
He didn't want no part of that.
Nothing.
He was dead wrong, though. He shouldn't have. He was dead wrong.
Yeah, he knows he was wrong. He knows he was wrong.
He did a segment on the show where he apologized.
Yeah.
Thoroughly in detail apologized to everybody except for Steven Adams, which was funny.
Yeah.
Look.
The name out your mouth.
Yo, he didn't see Steven Adams. You asked him. He was like, I ain't even. He ain't trying to make. I ain't trying to make eye contact with that joke. He's like,
what you want? You don't want no.
Yeah, don't nobody want that problem.
He was calling him Skip. He was like, Skip, get on out of here, Skip. Oh man. Yeah. But I think Shannon did a good job of apologizing. Let's leave it, He was drinking, obviously, just like Molly and Stephen A. said. Alcohol was involved. I'm not going to judge a man by his worst moment. That's what they said about Dana White, right?
Now, wait. Since you brought that up, thank you for reminding me. I want to say that whole slap in Mexico might have been a publicity stunt gone left, because he's behind the slap league.
Oh nah.
The league they have slappers.
What?
Oh,
he's a part of the slap league. So it's like this video leaks via TMZ of him slapping his wife at a club in Mexico. Why Mexico? Slap.
No charges.
The wife comes up, slaps him.
No charges.
No charges.
He slaps her back. And then that goes viral. He's got to do the apology tour. Everybody's, the women's groups now, they get a little active, whatever. And then a week later, out of nowhere, all these clips of professional slappers out the blue. I'm like, man.
Smoking mirrors.
Ain't that ironic? Like,
wow.
This is Dana White. I would think he'd be way more careful.
Wow.
Slap his wife in public if it was for real. Like, I don't think he would get down like that for some reason.
That's crazy. But
And it looked
mentioned it.
Everything's a rollout, huh?
And it looked real casual. It didn't look like they looked real comfortable doing it. Because if it was authentic and that was really, really, really the first time they slapped each other, it wouldn't have looked like that.
No.
It wouldn't have looked like that.
No, because they went to slapping real quick. Like even with Ray Rice, he was trying to avoid that, and she got up under his skin so bad he just had to cock her. That was the bad thing to do. And it was a bad look. It was on video, and everybody saw it. This was just like she slapped him, he slapped her. Like they do this, like they slap box in the crib all the time.
Yeah, normally there's a build-up. There's a build-up to the response.
Right.
Yeah.
Please tell me this is just a conspiracy theory and
no,
he don't own the slap.
I mean, you can look it up. Dana
White.
Yeah.
It
was Power Slap League.
There were talks about delaying the opening because of this and all of that. And he's
this is disgusting. Then that's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you seen the clips, right?
Yes,
bro. They get it in. Women,
they smacking. They slapping the hell out of each other.
Like I don't see how they get away with that. That's not a good look. I'm sorry, it's not a good look. Like people gonna get brain damage. We talking about concussion. Like you're gonna get a concussion.
You see the clip with the Joker, like broke his jaw or something.
Yeah, the whole side of his face was.
Yeah.
Oh man.
X game shit. They was creating some type of sport.
Yeah, that's UFC. You're allowed to defend yourself. Like that to me, even though it's brutal, it's brutal. But you're allowed to defend yourself. There's a technique, there's an art.
There's some technique, some tactic to it,
Right, there's tactic, there's gamesmanship to it. There's, it's this thing right here. Stand there, don't go nowhere. I get to slap the shit out you.
Mm-hmm.
Man. You gotta just stand there and take it.
Yeah, you got DJ Brickhand coming up. Pow!
Yo, Miller Jones will go around there knocking people out. That shit gonna be short soon. Not one that.
Nah, remember, we have to call nobody out, but we do know people who made a career out of just knocking out. Oh, boom! What's going on? This is not. I'm not encouraging anybody out there in the world to go around smacking people, punching people. But what do y'all think about this league? You think it should be a go or what?
No,
absolutely not.
Absolutely not. It's a assault. Period.
It's assault.
Someone might be really hurt, and then that's what's gonna end it.
It's no other way to come out of a match like that than hurt.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Nah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You talk about too many bones here that you just can damage permanently. You hit the wrong spot, you hit the temple or something like that, somebody could die. Nah, that's not right.
I see the one dude, he bought it from here.
Oh yeah, he brought it low.
Like he bought it low. He went down south with it. It was like a punch more than it was a slap. Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing?
That's not right, man.
So back to the NBA. Back to the NBA. Sorry for the tangent.
No problem.
Yeah, we was in the West with the LA Lakers, but let's leave them alone. Denver, I think, is in the number 1 seed still.
Denver is number 1 in the West at 33 and 14.
Wow.
And Memphis
is behind them by 2 games. And the Kings in February almost are in third place in the West.
Wow. Crazy.
They balling.
The Pelicans are fourth.
Not one gentleman on this pod right now has ever seen such.
What, the Sacramento Kings?
And third, actually, in the top 8. I don't know if we've seen that.
They haven't been in the top 8 since Weber played Kobe and them.
Divock, they had a little run.
That was 20 years ago.
A little run.
That's crazy.
More than 20.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's 20 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
You guys keep it going.
Yeah.
The Mavericks are in 5th. The Clippers are 6th. The Suns are 7th, and the Jazz are the 8th seed.
Hey,
and the Warriors are the 10th seed.
Can we talk about how disappointing the Clippers are?
Yeah, they are just. Is Kawhi? Is he playing this month or is he off this month?
Kawhi has actually been playing. He's been playing.
He's been playing. Okay.
And they've been winning recently, and they have your Lakers tonight. Actually,
oh,
He's playing January. February he takes off.
Yeah. This is why I don't like basketball, Coach. You know, cats have months of time off. Yeah. And we kind of sit here and think they comparing Kawhi and cats getting 25 games off a year, and they want to compare them to dudes that played hurt, played 82, played every night, give them 25 and 10 no matter what, played defense. I mean, I could go on and on. It's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, I watch parts of NBA games. I can't watch a whole.
That's me.
Yeah,
like it's hard. I think what they do is, but I give NBA credit for marketing, because as soon as the NCAA tournament starts, that's when I get back into watching basketball. I see some good basketball, and then right after it, the playoffs start. So then you see a little better version of defense. They playing for something. It gets a little better. It becomes more competitive. But now, man, you can turn that mess off.
Yeah, man. I just hate what the Clippers, how they fleecing my man Steve Ballmer out there.
Oh, they killing him
for all them salaries, man. They don't even act like they want to play every night. They just like, you know what? This dude got all this money. He don't care. He gonna pay us.
That whole thing is whack. Everybody, LeBron and
low management.
This is whack. People paying money to come see you, bro. Playing, you're getting too much money to sit games or some bullshit. Yeah, you tweaked your ankle, man. Fuck that. Play. You know what I'm saying?
Corny, man.
Lace them up, man. You know, you got the best technology in the world, sneakers, trainers, all this shit. And niggas is.
But I can't front. Popovich started it with the San Antonio Spurs. He was doing it for a while, and everybody was complaining because they were saying that the Spurs weren't playing people on the road, and owners were complaining because people wanted to see Tim Duncan and Parker and Ginobili, and they come one time to the East Coast, and they ain't playing because he was sitting them, and then it just became a league-wide thing.
Yeah, but Pop was winning. He was winning.
Pop was winning. Yeah, Pop was like Duncan is 40 years old. I'm saving him, right?
He was winning.
These jokers not even close to winning. They just taking time off.
Yep.
Crazy. Yeah, but Kawhi's knees are.
Hey, that's on him. Retire, man. Stop stealing money, man.
Stop stealing money, right? Retire.
He should be arrested, man. He just out there stealing money.
It's a lot of money, man. You get a lot of bread.
Oh, a lot of bread.
Then he had the nerve to go to New Balance and steal some from them, man. Stop.
Yeah.
I saw an interesting commercial from New Balance with Kawhi.
Yeah, was that Venus or Serena? Was that a tennis player?
Nah, it was a white dude, right? And he's playing basketball with the white dude, and the white dude wins the basketball game. Like it goes off with the white boy scoring on Kawhi. I'm like, come on, man, it's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to let it go down. You're supposed to be there. Anyway, it's weird.
See what I'm talking about?
Nothing deep. I'm just that's my conspiracy theory shit right there. It was the sleep. It was the sleep.
It is New Balance.
Conspiracy theory shit.
Yeah.
Okay, right. With me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Can we talk about Kyrie?
What about him? He had a great week too.
That's what I'm talking about.
He is who we thought he was.
He's coming around. Well, he got to maintain it though. That consistency.
I'll see. There you go. There you go.
Well, I mean, you know,
There you go.
he's playing for contract. Don't get it twisted. So he got to keep it up.
When he's playing, he's phenomenal.
Man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The only thing can stop Kyrie is not playing.
His bad behavior and not playing.
Hey.
Let's not say
Don't
bad.
paint that narrative. Don't paint that narrative. There's been no bad behavior.
Well,
No bad. Don't paint that narrative.
It's not behavior. You can't,
Trap,
you
my
can't,
brother.
yeah, not bad behavior.
Nope.
It's not bad behavior. Nah.
questionable
Nope.
behavior.
Nope.
Taking away
Nope.
attention from the team. Anything taking attention away from the team. That's all. You got to be a team player. That's all. That's the only problem I ever had with Kyrie. Not being available to his team or doing something detrimental to the team. That's the only problem I've ever had with Kyrie.
All right, I can live with not being available. I live with availability, but
There you go. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's always been the
Availability
biggest-
and accountability.
That's always been the biggest thing. Him not being there for whatever reason.
well,
Yeah.
he's been available and he's been accountable and he putting on shows out there.
Stubborn behavior. Stubborn behavior. Okay.
He's must see TV right
I
now.
don't know if it's stubborn though. I'm trying to think if stubborn is a good word because I don't think what they were asking him to do and him not wanting to do was stubborn. I think that was some bullshit they were asking him to do. To apologize. I thought it was extra.
The vaccine, in terms of a principle stance, I can't question the man's principle stance. If that's his principle. He don't want to do it. That's what it is. He's willing to sacrifice for it. I can't question that. You know, whether I agree or not is irrelevant to his principle stance. Can't get into that. And in terms of that whole, Hebrew to Negroes, I just think that was unnecessarily blown out of proportion. It wasn't really a big deal for him to, that was just bananas that he'd have to go through that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, it's ridiculous.
But he's been putting on shows lately.
Yes.
He looks real good.
And when is KD expected to be back?
Is it next week?
Nah, they said they're going to look at it again in 2 weeks. Look, do some. So yeah, he's probably about 3 weeks away. But
did Ben Simmons decide to score this week, or did he take this week, or did he go back to not scoring?
Ben is I believe suing like his ex-fiance for the engagement ring. That's what he's focused on right now. It's not really
Well, I
had to understand because I know we lowered the bar for him too. So I just
He's dealing with other things. It's not basketball right now.
He better refocus real quick because they're going to Philly tomorrow.
He's not on that right now.
I never seen people cater to him. Like, I mean, even fans, they'd be like, "Nah, you don't." But Ben, he is nice though. He playing lockup defense. I'm like, "Oh, really? That's what he does? Okay."
Yeah, but lockup defense, but foul out games. The two don't equate.
Yeah, I got it.
Nah,
he's not. Open 0 points, 13 assists. Okay, I watched some of his assists. I mean, he was standing next to somebody shooting near the layup, and he did a John Stockton, just give it up to Karl Malone. I get it. So,
it's good. You can just get a ball to Kyrie.
He's just another guy, Ben Simmons. He's not.
Yeah, he's just out there, man, making a hole down. That right there, that dude right there, that is a fraud. That's a fraud right there. Like he's just not doing anything. He dresses nice. Well, actually, really don't even dress nice. He thinks he's styling on the bench. And I even get upset about I don't like the mental. I mean the mental health stuff is very serious. Take it very serious. That's what my wife does for a living. So I understand it, and I believe that he may have some of that stuff. But I think that like he almost, to me, some pieces of me think sometimes that he even used that to get people to get off him just a little bit, because he's just not accountable, man. And everybody was like, "Oh, did you see that interview with Ben Simmons? That was so tough. Oh, he was going through so much. Like, what? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I respect Rich Paul for what he's done in getting these guys these contracts, knowing that their games were flawed, that their character was flawed, and there's no accountability. That's what he should call his agency. No accountability.
No, I got a better name, Coach. Wasn't me. Wasn't me. That's it.
He out here getting jokers money. You know.
Yep.
Yeah. So, black men getting paid, bro. Can't
nah, man, I'm not. I get it, man. I don't got to get the money. Somebody got to get paid, right? But man,
we count brothers' pockets. They getting that money.
I get it. You're right.
Hey,
he just disgusts me. Yeah, he just disgusts me. Just because he's not even. I mean, this cats that underperform in terms of they come up short in a game. He coming up short in a career.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
And then how many years did he sit out before he played? I mean, they drafted him. He didn't play the first 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years?
2 years.
Why? What happened again? Was he injured or he just?
One was they both were injuries, right? And Philly just was extra cautious with him. Yeah. And they did the same thing with Embiid. Embiid didn't play till his third season.
Yeah, that was part of the process.
That's the process.
You sit out your first year automatically.
It's a red shirt. You red shirt the NBA now.
That red shirt pro year.
Get your body right. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
So speaking of Philly, they got, you said Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
Philly, Coach, what you think of Philly? You got Harden out there, and Embiid is out there, Maxey,
Philly's the 2 seed. They're in second place, huh?
Oh, they
over Milwaukee?
Yeah, they overhead Milwaukee. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, Middleton's back, and you see how they came rolling last night.
Yeah, because they've been hurt,
Yeah.
Once they get Middleton and Giannis, then they're fine. Hey, look, I'm telling you, around the All-Star break, after that's when the NBA season really starts.
Yeah, I'll give that. I'd say that. Yeah. After the All-Star break, right? Yeah, I give it to you. They start playing a little different.
Yeah, that trade deadline and all that. Once you get all that out the way, then you got a season.
Yeah. So Trae Young he don't want to trade no more because they have 500 now.
What's that about? Yeah, what's the backstory there? What's going on with Trae?
I have no idea. Him and the coach got a beef going on.
Nate McMillan.
McMillan?
Yeah.
McMillan tell him to play defense?
Yep.
Yeah, McMillan an OG, man. You don't go for all that. You just gonna come and shoot 30-footers all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even know how coaches coach these cats. Yeah. Like it's an impossible task. Sure. Everybody tell them how great they are. They're making $50 million, so you gotta let it go because you ain't making $3 million. You making $3 million. You can't tell somebody anything. And
look, I don't want to coach the high school level. I know these jokers don't want to coach these pros making $50 million. So it's just it's different. The mindset is different, man. It's terrible.
Coach, you got any input on that conversation?
What happened?
Coach Williamson, got any input in that conversation?
Listen, man.
Athlete, basketball player.
Man, listen. I don't understand how 150 something points of the game. Like, you ain't playing no D. I mean, at the end of the day, you know me, I'm a defensive guy. You gotta play D.
Listen, Coach, I saw you play basketball. You're a competitor. That's what you are. You compete. Yeah. Period.
They don't compete. At the end of the day, I'm like, everybody just looking at each other play the game. Oh, can he make it from 30 feet? I can make it from 40 feet. Oh, it's like they playing a game of horse all goddamn night. It's ridiculous, man. It's sad. But, yeah, you get a hard-nosed coach like McMillan, you got to play D. You know what I'm saying, little boy? You got to play some goddamn D. You just can't sit in the corner with the guy who can't shoot. You got to help. You got to play D. It is what it is. So I just think it's awful. I just think it's awful. That's why I wait till the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're gonna play some more defense.
They're playing for something in the playoffs.
Yeah. So who you got? Who you got out of the East? Who you got out of the West? Just shoot it out there.
I don't watch them.
Oh, at all?
No, I think I catch games here and there. So as I listen to the analysts, if I had to pick a team, I'm gonna go with who Jokic play for? Denver.
Yeah.
Denver out the West. Have to choose somebody out the East. It would probably be if Middleton's healthy, I'm gonna go with Milwaukee.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good picks.
That's a good pick. Two good picks.
Yeah.
Can't argue.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even argue with those two picks.
Murray's back, right? Murray and the Porter boy back.
Jamal Murray was
a problem before he got hurt.
Yeah,
Murray's a problem right now.
Yeah, so those would be my two picks.
I like that pick. I actually wouldn't mind seeing the Joker in the finals.
I wouldn't mind seeing Joker winning.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, that wouldn't bother me either.
That's a bad boy. Joker's a bad boy, bro.
Because what he's doing out there is just good for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can play.
Yeah,
he can play.
And he got a squad now. He got a complete squad. I mean, Jamal Murray obviously is a beast, but Aaron Gordon is killing them.
Aaron Gordon, I
heard was having a great year.
Yeah,
I heard that.
They got a squad. And that home field advantage is real there too. Because that mile high, that air.
Oh yeah, that air. Yep.
That's legit. So they can.
Memphis, to me, they still young. They want to talk. They want to talk that street talk. But you can't keep walking around talking about what you would have did if Ja didn't get hurt. The reality is Golden State beat you. Period. That's it. Is the result. Yeah. That's it.
They got to prove that they can win it.
And they got to prove it.
They can talk the way they talk because they got Steven Adams. You can say whatever you want when you got that Joker back there.
Yeah.
Because whoever gets into it, they always looking over their shoulder to see where he might come from.
Yeah. That's a big Joker, man.
Boy is.
Okay, Shannon's a big dude. When Adams walked up, it was like, oh. Like the press, the coaches was like around him, and you could really see. Because basketball players are big. So you don't get a true sense of how big that dude is.
Yep.
And the word on the street, he can bench press a car. So I mean, Jax ain't messing with him. That's not fooling with him, yo.
You know who not scared of him? Joker ain't scared of him.
Joker ain't scared of him because his brothers will come out there.
Joker got different types of cats with him. He come out the stairs ready to go.
Dad looks gangster, yo.
Yeah.
Joker's dad looks like man, dude, where's he from? What country?
Joker dad pointing to the stairs.
Serbia.
Come on, let's go.
They from Serbia.
Everybody run down. Serbia.
They kind of Russian.
Yeah, they wake you up out your sleep. You sleep.
Yeah, they hard, kind of Russian.
Yes, sir.
Man,
what about Cleveland? What's up with Cleveland? Cleveland still playing good ball? They in 50 to 15.
They playing good ball. Oh, you playing good ball. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you, guys. I was curious because
playing good ball.
Bosnia.
I went to the Rockets game. I saw the Rockets play Charlotte, and then right before that I saw them play Utah. I was there when Larry Marketing dropped 49. I was there.
But that Charlotte Rockets game, was that something you had to do for your job or something? Okay, I was like, I know you just ain't purchased those tickets.
No, I don't purchase any Rockets ticket. I just show up when they tell me to go. But yeah, the Rockets were winning. The kid Jalen Green.
Jalen Green, he's tough.
He got a lot of game.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of game. But unfortunately for Silas, he's just getting them ready for the next coach.
Did he put up 50 something the other night?
Who? Green?
Green.
Yeah.
No, Jalen
He's got a lot of games. Yeah. Charlie. I mean, that kid. The ball looked good. I like watching LaMelo play. It was pretty cool. He can play.
What's his
He
defense?
can play.
He don't play no defense either.
He don't play no defense.
None. Negative on the defensive end. But
He's never
Houston
played defense. I don't think he even was taught defense at any point.
Nah.
He's never played it.
Crazy.
But Houston is just a bunch of kids running around a playground.
Yeah, it's got to be fun for them. Yeah.
That's what it is. They got Kenyon Martin's son. They got Jabari Smith kid. They got Jalen Green kid. And they just run up and down and do whatever.
They just make highlights.
Yeah, they got a white kid though, a rookie. He's a big dude, a 7-footer. He's gonna be pretty good. Like he could be if I was like a team that needed a backup center to give me quality minutes, I would look at this kid. He got a lot of game and he just makes a lot of good plays. He's not the fastest dude, but he's patient on the inside. He grabs a lot of boards. He hustles. I like him.
Is he
European dude? Yeah. Yep. So, and I don't really, like I'll just you gotta pick something to watch when you go to a Rockets game because it ain't much to see, So you gotta pick something out. But those people, Jalen Green, and the big boy, they stood out to me.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yo, man.
And they in last place.
Since we're not really locked into the NBA season like that, we can wrap this up. I don't know if there's any final words cats want to get out there before we, keep it going.
Are you, baby? That's all I gotta say. Are you?
Did they win?
Nah, they got smacked by Michigan State the other day.
No, they played
I thought they were up that game.
They were up early, and then things got ugly quick. Yeah, Michigan State.
Wes, I'm just happy you finally giving RU some props on air because you're doing well and you've been quiet. I'm glad you.
I forgot. I really forgot. I work now. See my office, right? Everybody in their spot. Somebody got UT, U of H, something. A&M, Texas A&M. It's all over. Just Texas everywhere. People walk past my office and it's like, I got the red R sitting up there, and they looking like. You went to Rutgers? I was like, what you think? like their household name or something like that. Of course I did.
Oh, they got that Vic today. They beat Penn State.
They did?
Yeah, they won. They blew by 17, I think.
Okay. Well, I will tell you, they got a 5-star recruit recently.
Yeah.
Signed.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get and apparently he's making a phone call to another one. So they got I think he's the 8th best player, and they're trying to get the 5th best player to go there next year.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
The coaching staff is really working. They're good guys, and they're going to turn that thing around. Well, they are turning it around.
Well, they have to do one thing now. If you can start getting guys like that, the guy Clint Uramiri, the center they have now, he's got to go pro. You've got to start producing pros. Yeah. I'm saying they gotta see, people have to see him go pro, and then other players will say Rutgers is recruiting pro NBA talent. You can't, because when you look at like Harper, matter of fact, the other kid is Harper's other son.
Oh no,
Harper has another son.
Yeah, Dylan. That's who they're trying to get.
They're trying to get him. Yeah,
Dylan is the truth.
Yeah, but that's what they have to do. They have to start now producing pros, and then all these kids in Jersey will stay and try to go to Rutgers if they start producing pros like these top-notch schools are. That's the key.
It comes down to the NIL money. That's what it comes down to.
That too. Yeah, that's a big one.
If they can pay, then they in the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, Coach, while we're here with this conversation, Dion actually out in Colorado, prime time, Coach Prime. Like he's doing some good things in Colorado, getting that team together. What do you think of that whole move from Jackson State to Colorado, and what should we expect from Colorado?
Oh, well, for himself, his family, he made a decision that he needed to make. I never questioned a man's personal decision to uplift himself. It is what it is. I think what he's doing at Colorado as far as recruiting, he's going to be a great recruiter because he's Deion. The big issue is the staff that he puts around him, right? That becomes very critical because the relationship that they develop with the players that they coach are going to be more important than Deion just being a head coach, right? And I think he has done his job to solidify a good coaching staff. But I'm going to say this. He's going into the Pac-12, right? And though that level of competition, those guys have been there. They have established D1 talent who are good, the Heisman Trophy winners in that conference. And so it's going to be a different. It ain't the SWAC, right? And you put a team together in the SWAC to run the SWAC, but you still lost to the MEAC champ, right? You didn't dominate them. You didn't. So it's going to boil down to some serious coaching because the talent is going to be, comparable, right? And then it becomes a scenario: are you keeping your guys for 4 years, or your guys leaving in 2 or 3, right? And so now he got to deal with that game, right? Because if you got the 2 number 1 cornerbacks coming in to your program back to back, are they going to be there for 3 years, or 4, or 2, depending on how they're playing, right? But I think it's going to be okay for him. He's not going to dominate that conference right away if he dominates it. You know what I mean? He talking about winning right now. It's going to be hard to win right now. But him being 500 will be a great season for Colorado this year.
Okay.
It'll be a great season. I think his son is going to have to learn how to deal with some adversity, right? The level of DBs you're throwing the ball against is going to be totally different in Pac-12 than it was in the SWAC. You know what I mean? So it's definitely going to be interesting on how that all gels. And he's good as long as he's winning, but he ain't winning. White folks going to get him up out of Colorado quick.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. Hey, Coach, I wanted to ask you about another HBCU, the Ed Reed situation.
Ooh, thank you.
Oh.
I got something. No, you gotta catch me up on this. I knew something was going on, but I hadn't got time to kind of research what was happening.
So
go ahead, huh?
No, Ed Reed was in conversations with Bethune-Cookman, taking over their athletic program or just the football team.
Just football.
Just the football team. So he goes down to and the resources aren't there. He's asking for certain things that they're not providing. It's for him, it was just a mess. And he took to social media to kind of air out all the laundry about what was going on at Bethune-Cookman and how he was not being treated properly and they don't have this, that, and the third. I did something at Bethune-Cookman about 7 years ago, right? They don't have the resources. Like that's kind of the thing. They don't have the resources. You go into a situation like that, Ed Reed, it's like, why put it on blast? Like, why put them on blast? That didn't make sense to me. It's like, if there's a fundraising effort that needs to happen or it's too big for you to handle, back away on the low.
Like and Wes, he did all that before his contract was actually ratified by the board.
Right.
Yeah.
So I haven't visited every HBCU in the country, but I have spoken to different coaches and who've been at different places, and it's a fiscal situation in which, if you don't prioritize athletics, you're not going to have the best. You're going to do the bare minimum and sometimes less than based on your financial backing and what you're going to give to it, right? And so I always say, if there's no one at the top, the president, the board of trustees, if you're not making that a priority, it's going to fall to the wayside, right? You do enough to fill the team. The band budget is probably bigger than the athletic football team budget at every HBCU because that becomes the focus, right? And so football is a cultural thing. I always tell people, they talk about, if all the black players on HBCUs can't handle all the black players coming there. They don't have the resources to do that. But I tell you this much: that Alabama, Notre Dame, Texas, Georgia, if there were all white players on those teams, the stadium still would be full, 190,000+, because it's a culture, right? And you have the alumni that's going to get back, and you know, they made it a priority. Then they started making it a business, and with the contracts with whoever, they were smart about it. Rutgers being the first football college program in the country, Rutgers missed the boat because they wanted to be an Ivy League, right? They didn't see the value in, a business. They didn't see it, right?
Yeah.
And so now they go into the Big Ten, where all them jokers, they making money, and they struggling making money with a football program because it wasn't a priority. So whoever's sitting up top, you got to make a priority. And HBCUs never made football or any sport a priority.
Yeah.
And that becomes a problem. Ed Reed was dead wrong because guess what? You've been in the NFL, you've been big time school. Miami's a small school, but you know Miami had the resource. You knew what them Cook when they had the resource when you applied for that job. You know what I mean? You knew it was struggling, right? So at the end of the day, either you go in and you do your very best to get it to a better place, or you don't accept the job. You know, I mean, you're dead wrong for that because we can name a whole bunch of HBCUs, and we had to take a guess. Savannah State. You start naming them, you know they don't have certain things. Deion said they didn't have them down where he was at, but he invested. He did what he could to get it to a certain point, but it still is not that place to have those things. So he was wrong, in my opinion. You know, you don't want the job, don't take it. You want the job, do your very best, and walk away. You know, he was wrong for doing.
I agree. I told you.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen him get a group of his guys together in a room and say, "Hey, let's pool our money and let's make the changes that I've seen need to happen." You know, for me, that's the right way to go about it. Because putting them on blast, like you said, Coach, he knew going in that they ain't have it.
Yeah. Listen, I was
going to get it.
Listen, I was going to apply for that job in the Morehouse job, right? So I made a phone call to somebody on the Morehouse, and I asked, well, what do you have there? Because we don't have this. So I'm not going to go into a situation where I'm fighting just to have something to be at least base level to say, okay, we can start here.
Yep.
Why would I want to start below that? You know, I even asked, is there a place, if you have room to build something? You know, you ask those questions. If you get the wrong answer, guess what? You don't apply for the job.
Yeah. Hey, not hard.
And then guess what? I ain't never played NFL. I don't have millions. I don't have a network that Ed Reed has, right? I don't have connections where, he can philanthropist that he might know who's willing to blah, blah, blah. You come up with a plan if you're going to take that job.
Yep.
Right. You know what I mean?
That's where I have, a real gripe with him because he was supposed to go in there with a plan, not what they could do, but what he could do.
Because that's how they're hiring. They're hiring you for what you
can do. Because they already know they can't do anything. It's nothing
they can't do anything.
And they don't have anything.
With athletics.
Which is why they hiring him.
Yeah.
And the one thing with athletics, you can't write a grant to get funding for the athletic department. You can do that for, biology or, psychology. You can't write a grant because you need more ice baths,
That's what I was asked a question from Morehouse. Well, are you able to raise money? Okay, I mean, but because what can you do to help?
Yeah,
this situation.
Yeah,
so,
and that's what he was supposed to be able to. And look, regardless of how you feel about what Deion did, when he was at Jackson State, he put his own money in. He made phone calls for people to invest. He got donors and sponsorship. That's what you do as a coach if you want your program to be successful.
But
he never badmouthed Jackson State.
Right.
No. And but so we like Jackson State. I'm quite sure Jackson State budget was a little different than Bethune-Cookman.
Oh, for sure. They got way more money than Bethune-Cookman for the.
You understand? So you ain't gonna get what Dion got.
Right.
No.
If Dion got 700,000, Coach everybody got 200,000.
Yeah, it's like Bethune-Cookman. You go to their facilities, it's like a junior high school program.
Yeah. He's talking about something. They'll have a practice facility. Well, you knew that before you took the job.
It's the school itself. Like,
you knew all this.
School itself.
He sounds stupid saying it. Actually,
stupid, crazy. Like Mary McLeod Bethune, founder of Bethune-Cookman University. When you know the history of the school, when you go to the complex, it's like a museum. You know, it's still a lot of that historical stuff from where she lived and how the first building that was the school. And you understand the history of the school and you attack it on social media, you're not just denigrating the staff of people that you're dealing with. You're denigrating the history, the legacy of the institution. That's not really about football. It's about us as a people.
Yeah.
And how he missed that is like, come on, Ed Reed. Because
he did it. The piece that I did see was that he used Dion like to act like this is what Dion was talking about, and that was the wrong angle to take too, because it's two different scenarios, right? Two different situations. One invested in his team financially, personally, and you haven't done anything yet.
Yeah,
it was ego driven. It was ego driven by Ed Reed, and also, you know, I don't believe he knew the history.
Everybody know that was a huge undertaking, right? Everybody who applied for that job, everybody, you know, either you're going to love Bethune-Cookman as an alum, you coming back to coach as an alum, or you coming there to coach to build up your resume. So that's a huge undertaking, right? And so you being Ed Reed, you coming in thinking someone's going to give you because you're Ed Reed. Any other coach, no one's giving them anything.
Right.
Right? And they don't have the network of resources that you might have, most of us. So we coming in trying to build and create something better than what's already there. And you're complaining about what's not there when everybody in the world know it wasn't there. It's not there.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
It's not coming there either. Yeah. Unless you bring it. You know,
unless we bring it,
right?
You know, and
it was disappointing how he went about it, and you know, I think maybe he was trying to shed some light on, you know, the situation, but he went about it wrong.
He went about it
wrong. You know.
What's sad is that now the media is even saying that Eddie George is complaining about the resources. So now the narrative is that we already know that the black colleges don't have the resources, but they're putting it out there as now our coaches are complaining about the resources, which is another reason why our kids don't even to consider those schools because of the resources. And some of it may be true, but there's no need. They're piggybacking off of what Ed Reed said based on and Dion did. And it's like that's a false narrative. I mean, it's true, but it's not. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, it's a shame one of those things where either it will cause people to step up and to help these schools, or it's going to have the effect which the PWIs really wanted to have of y'all shouldn't be going there anyway. You should be coming to us. We have everything.
I'm gonna tell you what Coach said. What you said, Jamal, was like perfect. You said that if the black kids all went to a predominantly black school, the white kids would still fill up. The white people would still fill up the stadiums because there's a culture, and we don't. Again, it's another example how we don't have a culture. Like we don't support. It's like
no, we do have a culture, but it's a band culture. It's not the football culture.
Yeah, it's a band. Yeah,
or the basketball culture. It's a band culture.
Yeah.
So right now, so you have some HBCUs like Hampton and North Carolina A&T who are going into the FBS and to the CAA conference with Maine in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
So you somewhat got to. We step up, right? You're going to a conference that's going to support our effort, right? get a little dough from the conference, get a little something,
a little bit of
to help us build our program, right? To elevate the conferences. So sometimes you might have to step out of the MEAC and the CIAA and say, listen, if we want, so we got to go get it, right? And so now it becomes a different kind of approach. And it helps with recruiting as well, because now you ain't just playing in this little bubble of the MEAC and the SWAC.
You're playing in the conference.
Yeah, you play in the conference. You're traveling a little bit, which is going to take a little more money, but it helps with recruiting. It helps with resources. It just helps. It helps to build a bigger brand to stand in a little bubble.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in terms of that bubble, right? I was in a bubble in terms of not really understanding how big Black college football is in places. So when I saw clips from the championship games from Jackson State and North Carolina Central, and I saw the stadium, I was like, God, that shit is rammed. Like it was a lot of folks out there.
Mm-hmm.
So we had.
But now you got to remember where it was played at, right? It's played in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You got a lot of alumni, and you got a big following of HBCU alum and graduates throughout the country, right?
Yeah.
It's played in a spot
in a place they like to be.
Yeah, like
in a place they like to be in Atlanta.
And they're going to come to support that, right?
Yep.
But I'll tell you, as good as the game was, everybody's in there at halftime watching them bands. I guarantee you that.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right.
So it makes a difference where it's intentional that is being played in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if you play that in Louisiana, you can get the same kind of, out in the woods, so you get the same kind of follow. That's intentional.
Well, they used to play the Southern Classic in Louisiana right around Thanksgiving, and I used to.
But in New Orleans, right?
In New Orleans,
in New Orleans, yeah. It's not Louisiana. It's New Orleans. I mean, it's Louisiana. New Orleans is Louisiana, but it's not in the state.
Yeah, so it's going to be an intentional location.
They're not playing that in Baton Rouge. They playing that in New Orleans. They ain't going to Baton Rouge and playing that game.
There you go.
And it's a whole event around that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
exactly
a little different. And to be honest with you, going back to the same thing with the championship in Atlanta, it still was about halftime. You want to see the bands.
Yeah, but that financial thing is kind of a head scratcher because even I go out here and these high schools out here in Texas, man, these high schools got better facilities than the Black colleges.
Yeah. No, there's a new school. There's a school out there, that, high school. I read it somewhere. They built
Katy High? I
don't know, but they built a $33 million facility for a high school football school for football.
It's
outdoor and indoor facility. $33 million for high school.
That's where Andy Dalton went to school. They got stadiums. The average stadium out here in high school can hold about 10 to 12,000.
That's crazy.
Like that's for high school. So and then the team in Katy, their program starts in 5th grade, and they run the offense that they have in high school.
And their stadium is bigger than some HBCUs.
Oh yeah. Like they have it's a football, and don't even talk about the schools in Dallas. Dallas is even bigger.
My son played as high school. They just fit 10,000 up here in PA. I took him to visit University of Delaware, and then we rode down to Delaware State. He was like, "That's the stadium." He was like, "Wow."
Yeah.
It almost looked like it. Don't even look like a Del State Stadium. Don't even look like a stadium. It's almost like it's just something for the neighborhood to come play. Some recreational ball or something. Don't look like a college stadium. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But Ed Reed did not only that school, but he did our people in HBCUs a disservice by the way he handled the situation.
I didn't know until y'all told me, but I would have to, when y'all basically broke it down, I would have to agree.
Yeah, definitely.
So I thought he was going there to do what Deion had done at Jackson State. I really did. I thought he was going there to invest his time, his money, his network. But you know.
Yeah, we just gotta stop making social media like the go-to thing for our discrepancies with each other. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever happens behind closed doors, let it stay behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Gotta handle it behind closed doors.
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
But yo, man, it's been a great week. Great week. Want to thank Jamal Williamson.
Oh, bro, appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Coach. It was good having another coach.
Enjoy it,
Coach. Let's go Niners.
Good luck on that, Coach.
You're welcome to come back at any time, my brother.
Anytime, Coach.
Just give me a call. I'm available right now. You know, I'm retired. You know, I'm coaching at Moravian, but I got time.
All right, we maybe do something next week. I know we both have a big day coming up.
Yeah.
What you doing? Birthdays, right?
Yeah.
So the anniversary is the same
That's
day.
right. That's right.
So we're gonna do couples thing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Down here in Miami, spa day, all that stuff.
Okay, all right.
That's it.
That's right. I forgot your anniversary is on your birthday. That was a good move by you.
Can't mess up. So what you got planned?
Man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. We got a new coach coming in on February 1st, so I'll figure it out, man. I think I want to try to go to Brazil, but I don't know yet.
My man. All right.
All right. Yeah. Happy birthday in Brazil.
Yeah. Some sunshine.
That's righteous.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. Next week, guys, episode 95.
Oh, yeah.
We almost at 100. We got to do something special for the 100. Don't let me know.
All righty.
All right, yo. Peace out.
Peace.
Niners.